everyone. Today I thought I'd show you how to draw Groot. He's done in kawaii style, and he's very cute. So all you'll need is paper, pencil, black pen to outline, and a brown color. Colored pencil or crayon will work just fine. All right. So here I've got my paper and my pencil. And because I am going to be drawing Groot, and he's not exactly the most simple shapes, I'm going to use a sketch grip. And I'm going to hold my pencil sort of in the center to do this. All right, and I'm going to start with his head. I'm going to start on the upper half. And he has a nice big round U-shaped head. So I'm going to draw nice round U shape. And next, I'm going to make the bumpy ridges of his head. So he is part tree, or actually I think he is full tree. We're going to add some diagonal little triangle shapes. I'm going to come straight up, go across, come down for another triangle shape, go back up, go across some more, go down, up for a triangle shape, and then over again. I'm going to add one more little rectangle in the back. Now, I'm going to add his face. His face is going to be on the lower half of his whole head. So what I want to do is I want to start with circles. I'm going to draw a nice big round circle on one side. And then right next to it, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to draw a nice big round circle. And I'm going to color those in. I'm going to shade them in with my pencil. Get them nice and dark. And next, he's got this sort of angry look on his face. So I'm going to draw a very thin, oops, broke my pencil, but that's okay. A very thin rectangle that comes right off the top of my circle. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to make that rectangle shape, and it's going to come off of the eye. Good. All right. Now, this one's a little bit high for me. I am going to move it down a bit. I'm actually going to turn my paper. That often helps. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to color those in. Let's shade those eyebrows in. And it will actually look like it's one shape. It'll look like the small rectangles are actually part of the circle. They'll look sort of connected. And then last is his face. And he's got a grumpy little face. So I'm just going to do a little grumpy little half circle. All right. Next is his body. I'm going to start at his neck, and I'm going to draw a curved line down. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to draw a curved line down. Now, on the lower part, I'm going to make a little U. And then I'm going to take a diagonal line straight down and another diagonal line going the other way, straight down. And I'm going to make a little round hook, come around and connect it up. And these are going to be his feet. So I'm going to make a round hook. I'm going to come around and go back up. All right, so I've connected his legs to the body. Next, I want to add his arms. His arms are going to come right from the side we started, and they're going to come out and curve back in. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to go out and curve back in, just like that. All right, I'm going to draw a little half circle here. Those are his little fingers, or a thumb at least. And then I'm going to add a curved line, one on the left, one on the right. That's going to make a leaf. I'm going to put a little line down the middle just to give it a little more detail. And I'm going to put another little leaf on the other side. And also add a little curved line. All right. He's also got this round zigzag sort of bump that's kind of behind him. All right, so we've got the overall shape. Now we've got to add details. So first thing I want you to do is I want you to outline this with a pen. And I'm going to use a thin Crayola marker for this. I'm just going to go over the lines that I drew in pencil. All right. All right, there we go. We've got it nice and shaded in. So now I want to start adding all the fine details. He's got a lot of little lines that come off of his body, and we're going to draw those in where we see the little triangle shapes. So I've got some triangles on top. I'm going to make short lines and maybe a couple dots. I'm going to find the other triangles that are upside down on top of his head. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to draw little lines. And one more over here. I'm going to draw a line. And some are short and some are long. That's totally fine. Now, I'm going to continue. I'm going to add more lines, just like I was doing. Except I'm going to start in different areas. And I'm going to draw lines, some that go straight down, some that are broken, some that have dots down them. The pattern of it really doesn't matter too much, as long as you're kind of getting that wood detail. Wood's got a lot of grain. Those are those lines that you see, and we want to show the grain in him because, well, he is a tree, so he definitely has those details. All right, we're going to do the same thing on the bottom of his face. And sometimes I'll draw like a number 4 where it just looks like the wood has kind of cracked. And I do this slowly. Take my time. All right, I'm pretty pleased with those. Now we're going to do his body. And so in the center of his body, he's got a straight line across, 2 lines down the sides, a diagonal line, and a flat line across. All right. This shape does not need to be exact, just as long as you've got these kind of spaces, these sides, I should say. All right, now we are going to connect the corners of this shape to the edges of his body. And I'm going to do that by just making a sort of shaky line, not straight, just sort of shaky. And one might bend and curve. Some might be straight. That's totally fine too. All right, next, we're going to start adding more lines down the leg. So I'm going to draw a curved line, or a squiggly line, shaky line, going diagonally. All right, now we've got a lot of lines on him and he looks pretty good. We're going to start adding those little dashes to the edges and the sides. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a couple of little slashes, a couple of dots, a couple of lines. I can throw a line here and there. Really doesn't matter. I can even put a squiggle in there. What we're trying to do is we're just trying to fill him up with some texture. There's no real right way to do it, no wrong way to do it. Whatever you like. And just have fun with it. Take your time. Try to make sure each little section has some details in it. And it's easier for me anyway if I turn the paper. So feel free to turn the paper if you feel like you need a little bit better area to draw. And I'm just kind of winging it. I'm just kind of doing it any way I please, really. Making sure my lines are short, they're not super long. I've got a couple dots here and there, even some lines going in different directions. And that's totally fine. We're going to do the same thing on his arms. Flip him back around, as well as the center of his body. And we're going to do his arms. So I'm going to just kind of make one line down the center, and then we can start adding in those little details. And then if you wanted to color him, you could just use a colored pencil or a crayon. I used a crayon, and I'll show you what he looks when he's all finished. There he is. I used crayon, and I used the thinner black marker. And you can see that they both look different. He always comes out slightly different every time I draw him. All right, hope you had fun. Bye, guys.